Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. Police, lawyers, even doctors are told not to get emotionally involved if there's an incident where they would be told to do something on someone that they know and they care about. It's recommended they do not get too involved, that they just become a spectator. They insist you should back off. We call it a conflict of interest, yet we don't do the same for reporters or journalists. They can remove themselves from the story on their own, but no consequence if they don't. And we often say there is a liberal bias in the media, but I'm unsure how you can be a good reporter and have no empathy. They are exposed to a lot of raw emotions. How can you possibly avoid making it personal? Editorials is different. You're able to be separated and just have the facts. But I think even if you are not liberal when you start, you will be swallowed up soon enough. A reporter is useless without empathy. Often people are in pain, and if you can't identify with their pains, then they will likely have nothing to do with you. They need comforting, and the reporters and journalists need the story. I think today we have lost the ability to understand that reporters should not push or shape a story, and that's sad. They should be on guard that they do not put their bias in the story. However, reporting and journalism are a form of creativity that access who you are. And when you create, you can help but reveal something about yourself. The reality is, the responsibility is not the reporters or the journalists. It's the public. You should understand just because you see these people on TV or in a newspaper, it does not mean their thoughts are more valuable than yours. Many of us do remember this, but I think too many don't. Worse, the people on TV buy into the idea their opinion has more value than ours, and that arrogance is why many times I tune out. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.